It's Eala's magical moment.
1 week, one queen, for champions brought to their knees. Imagine defeating an Olympic gold medalist, then eliminating the defending champion, then taking down a world top 10 star, and finally beating a 4-time Grand Slam champion, all in just 7 days. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what Alex Eala did in Washington. By the end of the week, fans weren't just celebrating another tournament winner. They were saying something much bigger. Washington had found its new queen. But here's what makes this story so unbelievable. Just days before the Mubadala City DC Open began, many people still questioned whether Alex Eala truly belonged among the world's best. Her unforgettable Miami run had turned heads, but critics kept asking the same question. Can she do it again? Some believe Miami was a miracle. Others called it a lucky run. Washington was about to answer every single doubt. The tournament draw didn't offer Alex an easy path. It offered her a nightmare. Her very first opponent was Zheng Qinwen, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, one of the most dangerous power players on the WTA Tour. On paper, the prediction looked simple. The Olympic champion moves on. The young challenger goes home. And early in the match, that's exactly how it looked. Zheng struck the ball with authority, controlled the rallies, and claimed the opening set. Alex suddenly found herself under enormous pressure. One more poor stretch, and her tournament would be over before it had truly begun. But champions aren't remembered for how they start. They're remembered for how they respond. Instead of forcing risky shots, Alex stayed patient. She trusted her movement. She trusted her game. Most importantly, she trusted herself. Point by point, the momentum began to shift. The rallies became longer. The errors started coming from Zheng's racket instead of Alex's. Every winner from Alex brought louder cheers from the crowd. You could actually feel belief spreading through the stadium. Then came the turning point. Alex completely flipped the match. What had looked like an easy victory for the Olympic champion suddenly became one of the biggest comebacks of the tournament. When the final point was over, Zheng stood on one side of the net in disbelief. Alex stood on the other with a smile that said everything. The Olympic champion had fallen, but something even bigger had happened. A message had just been delivered to every player left in the draw. Alex Eala hadn't come to Washington hoping to make a deep run. She had come to challenge every champion standing in her way. And believe it or not, that was only the beginning. Before we continue, if you're proud to watch Alex Eala inspire millions of fans, take 1 second to subscribe to Tennis Hive and help us reach our first 500 subscribers. Let's build the biggest Alex Eala community together, because her greatest chapters may still be ahead. Just 2 days later, another champion was waiting. Leylah Fernandez, not only a former U.S. Open finalist, but the defending DC Open champion. This was her court, her crowd, her title to defend. If Alex wanted the crown, she would have to take it from the reigning queen. From the opening game, Alex played fearless tennis. She attacked first. She returned aggressively. She refused to let Leylah settle into the match. Every clean winner brought another roar from the crowd. Every confident fist pump showed Alex was playing with complete belief. The first set ended 6-2, and suddenly, people around the stadium weren't asking whether Alex could win. They were asking how she looked so comfortable against a defending champion. But champions never surrender quietly. Leylah responded in the second set with incredible determination. The rallies became longer. The pressure became heavier. Every game felt like it could change the entire match. Eventually, everything came down to a tiebreak. One player would keep her dream alive. The other would see her title defense come to an end. When the pressure reached its highest point, Alex somehow played her best tennis of the night. Fearless returns, perfect shot selection, ice-cold composure. She dominated the tiebreak and sealed another unforgettable victory. The defending champion had officially been dethroned. 2 matches, 2 champions defeated, 1 Olympic gold medalist, 1 defending champion. And with every victory, Washington could feel something special happening. The crown was no longer just a dream. It was getting closer. But nobody, not the fans, not the media, not even Alex's biggest supporters, could have imagined what was waiting for her next. Because the next challenge wouldn't just test her talent. It would prove whether Alex Eala truly belonged among the world's elite. The next challenge wasn't just another opponent. It was proof. If Alex Eala wanted the tennis world to believe her first two victories weren't a coincidence, she had to defeat one of the most consistent players on the WTA Tour. Standing across the net was world number 10 Elina Svitolina, a player with years of experience, multiple Grand Slam semi-final appearances, and a reputation for making very few mistakes. This wasn't a player who gave matches away. You had to earn every single point. From the opening rally, it became clear that Alex wasn't intimidated. She moved with confidence. She absorbed Svitolina's power and turned defense into attack with remarkable composure. Whenever Svitolina looked ready to take control, Alex found another answer. A deep return, a perfectly timed passing shot, a fearless forehand winner. The first set belonged to Alex, 6-3. But everyone inside the stadium knew the second set would be even tougher. Champions always fight back. And Svitolina did exactly that. She pushed Alex into long rallies, trying to test her patience and fitness. Every point became a battle. Every game felt like it could change the match. But something about Alex looked different that week. She wasn't simply playing good tennis. She was playing with complete belief. When the pressure reached its highest point, Alex stayed calm. She trusted her game. She trusted her preparation. And when the final ball landed inside the baseline, she had done it again. 6-4. Straight sets. For the second time in just a few weeks, Alex Eala had defeated a world top 10 player. On two different surfaces. That wasn't luck. That wasn't momentum. That was world-class tennis. Suddenly, headlines around the world started changing. No longer were people asking whether Alex belonged on the biggest stage. Now they were asking who could stop her. And then came Saturday night, the biggest match of the tournament. Bright lights, a packed stadium, thousands of fans waiting for one unforgettable battle. Across the net stood Naomi Osaka, four-time Grand Slam champion, former world number one of the biggest names in modern tennis. For many people, this was supposed to be the end of Alex's incredible run. After all, champions know how to handle these moments. But Alex walked onto the court looking completely relaxed. She wasn't thinking about Osaka's trophies. She wasn't thinking about rankings. She was simply playing the same fearless tennis that had carried her through the entire week. From the very first game, Alex attacked with confidence. She returned serve brilliantly. She dictated rallies. She refused to give Osaka easy points. The first set became a battle of belief. Every time Osaka landed a powerful winner, Alex answered with one of her own. The crowd could sense something special was happening. Then came the breakthrough. Alex broke serve at the perfect moment and captured the opening set, 6-4. The pressure shifted. For the first time all night, the four-time Grand Slam champion looked frustrated. Meanwhile, Alex looked stronger with every game. She kept swinging freely. She kept moving brilliantly. Most importantly, she never stopped believing. The second set belonged to Alex from start to finish. She broke Osaka again, then again. And before anyone could fully process what they were watching, the match was over. Alex Eala had defeated Naomi Osaka in straight sets. The stadium erupted. Fans rose to their feet. It wasn't just another victory. It felt like the moment an entire tournament found its new star. But perhaps the most unforgettable moment didn't happen on the court. It happened a few minutes later, inside the press room. Inside the press room, Naomi Osaka had every reason to focus on her own performance. Instead, the very first question she was asked was about the young woman who had just defeated her. Alex Eala. Naomi smiled before answering. Then she said the words that instantly spread across the tennis world. "She's incredible. I think she's a star. I think it's amazing that she's such an inspiration." Think about that for a second. Those words didn't come from a fan. They didn't come from a journalist. They came from a four-time Grand Slam champion, a former world number one, someone who knows exactly what greatness looks like. When a player like Naomi Osaka calls you a star, people listen, and suddenly, everything made sense. Alex hadn't just won matches in Washington. She had earned the respect of the biggest names in the sport. Around the same time, tournament chairman Mark Ein revealed something equally remarkable. He shared that a huge majority of recent ticket inquiries were asking one question: when is Alex Eala playing? That's when everyone realized this story had become bigger than tennis. Fans weren't just watching Alex because she was winning. They were watching because they believed they were witnessing the beginning of something special. By the end of the tournament, Alex's live ranking had climbed to a new career high. More importantly, she was no longer the player top seeds hoped to draw early. She had become the player nobody wanted to face. And when you look back at that incredible week, the pattern is impossible to ignore. An Olympic gold medalist, a defending champion, a world top 10 player, a four-time Grand Slam champion, one after another, different playing styles, different levels of experience. The results stayed the same. Alex Eala found a way to win. That's why fans across social media started using one unforgettable nickname, the Queen of DC, not because someone handed her that title, because she earned it on the court. Every victory added another piece to the crown. Every challenge made her stronger. Every match proved that her rise wasn't luck, it was hard work meeting opportunity. Now the tour moves to even bigger stages. Toronto, Cincinnati, then the US Open. The pressure will be higher. The opponents will be tougher. The expectations will be greater than ever. But after what the world witnessed in Washington, one thing is certain. Nobody will overlook Alex Eala again. Her journey is only beginning, and the next chapter could be even more exciting than the last. If you believe this is just the start of something unforgettable, join the Tennis Hive family and help us reach our first 500 subscribers. One day, when Alex lifts even bigger trophies, we'll all be able to say we followed her journey from the very beginning. Now it's your turn. Do you think Alex Eala can break into the top 15 before the end of this season? Or do you believe an even bigger surprise is waiting at the US Open? Share your prediction in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep believing, keep supporting, and keep celebrating this incredible journey. Because the Queen of DC has already made history, and it feels like her greatest chapters are still ahead.